Hey Bookworms, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. I'm Sam and today I'm going to be doing my first book haul of 2022. So I kind of set myself this rule that I wasn't going to go into any massive buying sprees of books this year, and I have about 19 books here and these have been purchased from January up until now, which is the 13th of February. But as from now, we're sticking to that rule. I'm going to try and believe myself when I say that. So the first lot of books we're going to talk about are the books that I got in January, and quite a few of these books I've actually read, so you can go and check out my January wrap up or my recent reading vlog for one of the books here. So we're just going to jump straight into it. First up we have The Maid. This is a mystery thriller, although I don't quite get the thriller aspect of this book. This follows a character called Molly who works in this hotel, and one day she finds a guest dead in his bed, and the book pretty much goes from there. Next up we have They Never Learn. This follows a character called Scarlett and a character called, I forgot her name, Carly. So we follow two characters, Scarlett and Carly. Carly is new to this university and she's just trying to settle in. One day her friend ends up getting sexually assaulted, so this book definitely has sexual assault in this book. So definitely be warned if you're going to go into this. Our main character, Scarlett, she's a university professor here, but she's also a serial killer who goes around killing bad men. One day one of her murders kind of goes wrong and it opens up a lead for the cases of all these people that she's killed to start being investigated. This was a really fun read. Again, January wrap up, you can check out what I've really thought about this one. Next up is When You Get the Chance, which is classed to be sort of Mamma Mia telling, but like opposite. So instead of it being the mum and the daughter, it's the dad and the daughter. We follow our main character who wants to find her birth mother and narrows it down to 3 different women, but she also wants to go to, I think it's California, I could be wrong, to go to this musical school, but her dad does not want her to go. Next up is a book that I've done a reading vlog for, so I will link that one below along with my January wrap up, and that is, oh gosh, Daughter of the Moon Goddess. This is a fantasy book about a girl who lives on the moon with her mother. One day she learns that her mother is actually a prisoner of the moon because she drank an elixir which meant she would be immortal, so she was imprisoned, and the mother kind of kept her daughter a secret. Nobody really knew about her. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that one, because you can check out my reading vlog. I definitely give a bit more details. It's non-spoiler, so don't worry if you've not read this, I don't give any spoilers. So yeah, this is also a Waterstones exclusive edition, so absolutely stunning. Next up is a book that I'm currently reading, and I think I'm listening to the audiobook as I read, and I've got about an hour and 30 minutes, so I'm going to finish this today. And that is The Ravens. It's set in university and a sorority group called the Ravens, but they're actually witches that nobody else knows. And we follow two characters. We follow Scarlett, who's known she's a witch her whole life, and then we follow Phoebe, who did not know she's a witch until she goes to school. The Ravens kind of accept her in, and this book is very fast paced. We know what I've read so far, there's a lot going on, it's not boring, but you guys will hear my full thoughts on this book when I do my February wrap up. So next up are 3 books that I got during January. Oh, hello. Cass wants to say hi. The next 3 books I got are books that I actually haven't read anything from yet, apart from one, but I'll explain that when I get to it. So next up is Spin the Dawn. I actually read 6 Crimson Cranes by this author and I absolutely loved it, which is why I got this one. Don't know much about this book other than I think she poses as someone to go and fight in the army. It sounds like a Mulan retelling, which I could be wrong. If you guys have read this, definitely let me know. But yeah, I only got the first one. My cat's moving my reflector, stop it. I only got the first one just in case I don't enjoy it. If I do, I will definitely get the second one after I read this one. Next up is my first poetry book I got. Check out. Oh my gosh, wow, I cannot speak today. Taz, her channel's Click for Taz, I'll link it. And she put out a poetry book which is called It's Fine, It's Fine, It's Fine, It's Not. She pretty much opens herself up, reveals a lot about herself, very personal stuff, in the hope that it can help. I have read a few of the poems in here and definitely relatable to what I'm going through, and I'm really hoping that this book will help. I'm kind of just reading like it slowly, I don't want to read it all in one go, but yeah. And the final book that I got in January is A Slow Fire Burning. It was actually 50% off, which is why I got this one, and I don't remember what this is about. I'll read the bit on the back. Those people who think they have all the power, who think that we have none, we could prove them wrong. We could show them that we could be powerful too. I remember when I first heard about this, it sounded really good, which is why I got it. I mean, obviously. but I don't really know too much about it now. It just says on the thing, look what you started, from the best-selling author. Oh, so it's from the author who did The Girl on the Train. I've not read that book though. I have watched the movie, which was okay. That's the final book that I got in January, but now we're going to move on to February. Okay, so all the books I got in February, I've actually only read one, and that one was Finley Donovan, Knock 'em Dead. This is a sequel in a series to Finley Donovan is Killing It, and I can't really say too much about it without giving it away, but we follow a character called Finley who gets mistaken as a hit woman, and she gets into a whole lot of mess, and it's fun, and I definitely recommend you guys reading it, because Finley Donovan that's this one. Finley Donovan is Killing It was actually in second place of my top 15 books of the year for 2021. Next up is a book that I saw everybody talking about on Instagram, like everybody. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to look it up. I looked it up, it sounds really good. There was just good reviews for it everywhere, so I kind of ordered it. Did not realise it's by an author that at the time I had not read any books from, and that is Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover, and I actually really can't wait to get this one. I recently read her November 9 book. I'm not going to say what I thought about it because you have to wait till my February wrap up, but yeah, I now have another book by this author and I'm really excited to get this one. I don't know when that's going to be, but I will. Next up is A Flicker in the Dark. So I don't remember too much. I know that this girl's dad was a serial killer. It pretty much changed her life, and I think all these killings start happening again. Yeah, I can't quite remember, but I love thrillers. It's got, she thought the murders had stopped, she was wrong. So yeah, I'm really, really excited to read this one because I absolutely love thrillers, and this one sounds really good. I've been seeing a lot of positive things about it, although there's a booktuber who read this and actually said she was disappointed, which is, I'm not sure, it could be Gabby reads, but I might be wrong. And normally I really like the books that Gabby likes when it comes to thrillers, so I am slightly nervous now going into this one, but still gonna give it a try now. Next up is a book pretty much out of my comfort zone. I don't normally gravitate towards sci-fi. I have read a couple of sci-fi books that I enjoy, but it's not like my go-to genre. The Book of Sand is quite chunky. Also, I just want to say rest in peace to the author. She actually passed away. So definitely comment below, rest in peace, never forgotten, because, you know, it's really sad that she's gone and don't get to see how well this book's going to do, because I'm sure this book's going to do really good. Yeah, I didn't know when I bought this book about the author that she had passed on, which is just honestly heartbreaking. But yeah, this is called The Book of Sand. It's a sci-fi set in a sort of like, I'm going to read it. It's got a dangerous world, a hidden object, can you survive? Enter a world of shimmering heat and shifting sands, where danger lies around every corner, where death lurks as night falls, and you will kill just to stay alive. It just sounds honestly really, really good. And I think it's like two very different worlds. Like there's one girl who wakes up and she has like a sand lizard in her bed. And then you've got the world in the desert thing with like the aliens and stuff. So it's like, I don't really know too much, but it does sound really interesting. But also it's got sprayed edges. Oh my god. That's just so gorgeous. So yeah, I don't know when I'm going to get this one, but I definitely want to read it at some point. Next up is a book called Good Girl Complex. So we follow a good girl and then I guess the bad guy. Normally this is not my thing, but I saw this book being talked about a lot and everyone was saying it's like really good and it's a lot of fun. This character goes to, I think, this small little town to go to like university, and she meets this guy and he pretty much, I guess, changes things for her. She does everything right, so what could go wrong? And then she meets this guy, I guess, and yeah, the whole good girl thing might flip. I don't really know. But yeah, if you want to know more about this one, you can go and check it out on Amazon or Goodreads. Next up is another book that's kind of popular in the romance community, and I also heard the guy in Waterstones recommending it to another person, and that is Spanish Love Deception. So she's been lying that she has this boyfriend, but she's supposed to be taking him to, I think, her sister's wedding or someone's wedding. So she needs to hire a guy to pretend to be her boyfriend, and that's all I pretty much know. And that sounds really interesting to me because fake dating, love it. If it's done right, I love it. I have read though one bad review about this recently, saying that the characters are really flat, and I hope that's not true. But then again, there's more positive comments about this book, and if I do enjoy this one, I'm going to get her a new book that comes out this year. Next up is a book that took me, I think this book came out in January, but I only got it in February because it took me a while to decide if I was going to get it. I didn't want the paperback cover, which I will put here. It's just not pretty. Her hardback cover for regular skirts is absolutely stunning. And I mean, we're all a sucker to pretty book covers. Like, we always want the prettier book cover because, like, come on. And I really enjoyed The Wife Upstairs. Actually, The Wife Upstairs is my first ever suspense novel that I read, and I did enjoy it. I think I gave it a 4-star. So I'm really excited about this one. I think these characters end up going onto this island that has like a lot of history about cannibalism, people go missing, and I think one of the people turn up dead and then another person goes missing. I really can't wait to read this one. I kind of want to read it soon, and it's really short, it's not that long. Or I might try to keep a hold of it until the summer, but I do want to try and get through a lot of my books this year without buying too many books. She says, but she has like 19 plus books here. So yeah, the next book is a book that honestly I'm surprised I bought. And I'll explain why. It is my, oh god, I'm not going to say this, my contrary Mary. So this is about the Queen of Scots, Mary. But do not pick up this book if you're wanting an educational, accurate lesson of history revolving Mary. So for what I've learned is that the authors kind of do a fancy take on the Queen of Scots, but also the details aren't exact, so they change things around, they mess with history. Like, not everything in this book is accurate by history. Like, I heard that they actually talk about Titanic even though Titanic had not happened. So this is just kind of a fun, humorous take with fancy mix on history. It's not for you to go into and take serious or go into it hoping to learn from it for educational purposes. Yeah, I learned that our characters in this, they can shapeshift. So Mary can turn into a mouse. I'm someone who likes stories being told accurately when it comes to history because I'm a geek. And I know Mary Queen of Scots' story, like, accurately. So I knew this book is going to be out of my comfort zone. It's one I'm kind of scared to read. But I really want to see what they've done and just go with the flow and just try to enjoy it. Because, like, I've watched the show Rain as well, and we all, I'm not going to say, I know I'm not going to say that. In case you haven't watched Rain, go and check out that show. It's really good. So yeah, I am really excited to get into this one, but also really, really scared. I'm thinking about switching this one for the prompt my partner gave me for a book you're scared to read, and switching it for this. If I do enjoy this one, then I'm thinking about getting all the other books in this series. Because, you know, maybe I will. I'm really hoping I will. If you've read it, let me know what you thought. Because I'm really scared. On to the final two now, which are two romance books, which, you know, fit Valentine's Day. And that is One Night on the Island by Josie Silver. So I read her book one day in December and I actually loved it. I gave it 5 stars. Her book, Two Lives of Lady Bird, I actually ended up DNFing. I just did not enjoy it. So this is the third book, One Night on the Island. And we follow a character who's going to go and stay on this island in this cabin all by herself, but it gets double booked and there's a guy there and they're kind of both trapped in this cabin together, 2 strangers, and it sounds perfect. 1 cottage and 2 strangers. Every great love story starts somewhere. So I'm really excited to get to this one. I'd love to read it this month if I could, but I don't know if I've got the time, and February is like the shortest month of the year, so yeah. Finally is Count Your Lucky Stars. So this is a 3rd book in a series from the person who wrote Written in Stars and Hang the Moon. You can read them in any order you want, but I think each character is from the previous books, so they've all been in the books, but again, you can read it in any order. I haven't read Written in the Stars, but I did read Hang the Moon and I gave it 5 stars, so I'm super, super excited for this one. If I end up enjoying this one, then I'm probably going to get Written in the Stars, so I've got the whole collection. And yeah, I'm hoping I can read this one soon because I really want to read like a love story with 2 women, because we always read like the typical romance books where it's man and woman, but like I want to read 2 women. And also there's a cat. Look guys, there's a kitty. This is pretty much all the books I bought since January. I am not going to be buying this many books. Like, I'm just not. I have books on my notes of what I'm going to be buying each month. Yeah, this is a lot of books that I've bought in just like over a month. But let me know if you've read any of the books, if you've bought any of the books and you can't wait to read them, or if you have read them. Let me know in the comments. I'm hoping to do another book haul around April or May time, depending on how many books I got to do a book haul. And until next time, bye!